the other kind of glow plug relay failure. Recently, one of my subscribers pointed out to me that during the videos, sometimes I was touching my eye. So if you guys see me doing anything weird that you don't like, that may be bad for my health or just detracts from the quality of the video, feel free to point it out in the comments or send me an email. I always like for my presentation to be the best that it can be. Now, some of you may not like my long hair, but all of the Latinos that I play soccer with take me more seriously when I have my man bun pulled back, so you guys are just going to have to get used to it. So this is a glow plug relay. It was used from 1981 all the way to 1995 on the E300 diesel. It's only on diesel cars. If you have a 1980 or earlier model year diesel, forget about it. Doesn't matter what kind. But this guy right here, most of the time when people think that the glow plug relay has failed, they think, oh, I have no more glow plug light, the car won't start cold. And this is very valid. This is a thing that happens. Sometimes even this little fuse blows if you have an earlier relay, like on a 240D or a 300D or a 300SD. Later on, they got rid of the fuse because, you know, Mercedes would much rather just sell you an entire relay. But let's go back and look at another problem that these cars have. This is the glow plug relay failure that causes a battery drain. Let's say I have a 126, a 123. I go in and I start the car, my battery's dead. Car's been sitting for 24 hours. Battery goes to be charged, charges up fine. Test the alternator, alternator checks out, great, 13.8 volts. And then you go hook up the battery terminal and there's not much of an arc. And you're like, where is it going? Where's all my voltage going? What's sucking my battery dry? Well, sometimes it's this. So the easiest way to see where your problem is here, because this is a really strange problem. Actually, what we have, instead of residual voltage going to the glow plugs all the time, which again can happen, but usually is not the case, what we have is voltage going through this high-powered, high-amperage input wire, and then being siphoned through a short on the relay board, and we'll just say the main relay is partially energized, and that partial energization is enough for the voltage to slowly siphon out as long as the relay is grounded through this plug. Now, one of the reasons that this occurs is because of people maybe leaving their glow plugs on, cycling their key 5, 6, 7, 8 times, or it can happen because you had a bad glow plug and you ignored it for too long, or it could just happen because the part gets old and the relay shorts out. Sometimes it's repairable. I find that sometimes going in and cleaning the contacts inside the relay circuit and making sure that they're all bent so that the distance between the contacts is correct will fix the problem. So it can be the result of a mechanical problem of repeated engagement and disengagement of the relay. I do favor this approach because the majority of shops and the majority of individuals who replace this part will put on an aftermarket Hella Indian relay. You can buy this part from Mercedes for a 300D turbo. If you have a 240D, you simply grind the pin off or drill a hole in the plug housing, or buy the plug housing sleeve. If you're like me and you actually like to do things the right way, buy the plug housing sleeve for an OM617 and put it on your 240D harness. No more problems. You know, so that's sort of like a quiet sub that Mercedes never admitted to. But there are other things that can cause the problem. There are antenna boards that can short out. I know that this is an actual issue. I think John Woods had this problem recently in a car. I've seen it in a few cars, but those drains usually take a few days. Aftermarket stereo systems are another one, but again, a few days. This is like 8 hours later, where did my battery go? I hope you guys understand that. This is a fast, rapid, silent, almost undetectable drain because the glow plug system will work flawlessly when this happens. Now, one of the things that I always want to emphasize about malfunctioning glow plug relays is that there's often a problem that precedes the malfunctioning of the relay that will make it work too hard or cause too much stress to the circuit board. 9 times out of 10, glow plugs that haven't been replaced in a long time. A glow plug can have a good resistance pattern, like 0.9 ohms. The tests are all over Benz World. But when they get to be 15 years old, 20 years old, even if they're all working, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're working properly. They could still have too much resistance when the voltage goes into the glow plug. So talking about prevention of this problem, replacing your glow plugs when they get to be about 15 to 20 years old is a good idea so you don't cook your relay. Another thing that can happen that I personally have seen quite a few times is on OM603 engines, people will often pinch the wire harness for the glow plug when putting the intake manifold back on. This also applies to 602 and 601 engines. They may short out the fuse, they may hurt the relay, then they find their mistake and fix it, but this problem will come back years later to haunt them either with a non-functioning relay or if the glow plug resistance gets too high again, relay shorts out. So there are sorts of few prerequisites here. You always know that a glow plug relay is suspect if you see glow plug harness repairs, if you see a cracked maybe or damaged intake manifold where somebody tried to tighten the intake down in the harness on an OM603 engine. So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found it informative, and I hope your glow plug relay stays working and doesn't drain your battery for no reason. And by the way, on the new relays, the Hello relays from India, they're also badged as Huco or Febi. They have the same problem, sometimes even worse, usually manifests after a few years. Okay, guys, we'll see you. Please like, share, subscribe, tap bell for notifications, and enjoy driving and working on your Classic Mercedes.